Perfect. Perfect.
Perfect.
I figure we'll just have a great conversation tonight. I wouldn't bother with slides. We just have a great conversation. Hey, Adriana.
Okay, perfect. Hi. Hi,
How's everyone doing tonight?
Adriana.
Everyone's in here early. I love it. I love it. Chesterman says, "Hey, brother man." Hey,
Chester. Yeah, I just talked to Chester too.
Cool. What is everyone doing tonight? Everyone have cool plans tonight? Anything interesting? Movies, Netflix.
Yeah, tonight, tomorrow we have some Easter egg hunt in my backyard with the kids.
Very cool.
So tonight, just after this, I'll do some work and then, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. We have an online virtual family Easter.
Yes. Let me unmute Adriana. Hi, Adriana.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm Jennifer. How are you?
I'm Adriana. Nice to meet you. I'm okay.
I'm doing
okay.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Everything, is going well.
Good.
So, Adriana, are you Jim's friend?
I'm more Chester's friend. He was
Chester's friend. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is Jia. She's my friend. She just started a cake business.
Nice.
And yeah, this is Jim's.
Hello.
Yeah. More and more people are coming.
Yes, I know. I was a little earlier. I was not sure I was going to be able to connect.
Cool. Chester, what's going on, brother?
Yeah.
My daughter.
Hey, Chester.
Everyone's coming out again. Just trying to
unmute
everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Helen. That's Helen. Yeah, she's my friend as well. She's a real estate agent.
Cool.
I'm just connecting her right now.
Cindy here.
Cindy's here.
Cindy?
Hey, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. Is that Angela's friend, Cindy?
Cindy's my friend.
Oh, Angela is your friend, right? Cindy is also from Chongqing, the same city.
Wow.
I think Cindy is a really professional, very awesome photographer. She does really good work.
Very cool. I can tell from her photo.
Which Cindy?
Cindy, there's a...
No, I think
I don't know, maybe a different Cindy. Oh, sorry.
I think so.
Cindy.
Cindy actually also working at the same industry as me.
Oh, I see.
Hello.
Hi.
Too funny.
Richard is online. Let me just unmute him.
Cool, lots of people tonight. Not even 7
Very
PM
good.
Great.
Oh, Matilda, she's my belly dance teacher. She's online too.
Oh, cool, Matilda.
Hello, Marta.
Hi.
Matilda, hi. I see your name.
Hey, Iris, how's it going?
Good.
Welcome.
No, maybe they're checking this.
Mr. Fitzroy Lee extraordinaire, he's on as well.
You got it.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Cool. We do this on a Saturday night. We'll do it again on a weeknight. We thought, we'll see who can join us on a Saturday night. Since you're probably not going to a nightclub tonight, I'm gonna guess you're not going out on the town tonight.
I was like,
very cool. I'm going to tell you guys a little, not a story, it's a movie. I'll tell you about a movie while waiting for more people to join. I'm going to tell you about a movie. So, has anyone seen the movie called A Beautiful Life?
Yes.
So it's a really, really cool video and movie rather. And what it's about in Italy, where father and son are sent to a Nazi prisoner of war camp and a Nazi concentration camp. And through the whole movie, the father, he pretends to his son is that they're playing a game and this is fun. And his father totally shields him from, again, this Nazi, great movie, by the way, great movie. But his father the whole time is shielding the son and making this a game. And it's actually absolutely hilarious that the way the movie plays out. And he convinces his son. They're just playing a big game and they're having fun. They're having a big sleepover with all these men in the barracks in the war. It is so beautiful. He gives his son a completely different perspective on things. So it's really, really, really cool. Very, very cool movie. And again, and the son was happy. You know, a lot of people were miserable, but then a lot of the other men that were there started playing around and playing on in this game. And then the guy would play games with the guards. He'd be silly with the guards as well. It was kind of funny because this gentleman, this Italian, he claimed to know German. So the German said, who could speak German? And so the Italian guy sticks up his hand, and so the German guy is speaking and saying things, and this Italian guy has no idea what he's saying, but he's making it up. He's making it up to his son. He's making it up to the other men, making them all laugh as well in this prison in World War II, in this Nazi concentration camp. So he pretends that he knows German. The Germans say something like, "You're gonna die if you do this and that," and he's like, "Oh, everyone, we get to play baseball then during the day for an hour and this and that." So it's a really, really cool movie. And it's all about perspective and what lens you're looking at life through. And we're going to get into that tonight as well. It's really, what lens are you looking at life through, right? And because that affects us dramatically, how we look at life and the way we look at life. What lens or what glasses, what filters are we looking at our own life through? And it's so important because that's what will influence your moods rather, your emotional state, and what you're going to do with your life, where you're going to take your life. So cool little story. Highly recommend it. I think it's in Italian, but it's got English subtitles. It's called A Beautiful Life, or Una Vita Bella. I think Una Bella Vita, Beautiful Life in Italian. Anyway, it's an amazing movie. Very cool movie. Very cool. So let's get started. We got a bunch of people here. I realized I've poured myself the wrong glass for a metaphor, but I think you guys will be able to figure out my metaphor. So let's start off with a cool metaphor, everybody. So I have a glass of water here, and I should have picked a clear glass. But anyways, we have a plastic glass, and you can see that the glass has some water in it. So if you want in the chat, or if you want to wave your hand when I say an answer, feel free to wave your hand or paste in the chat. So there's a few ways I want you to look at this glass or cup. So who sees the cup as half empty? Because there's water up to here. Who sees the cup as half empty? Feel free to wave or post in the chat. Now, cool. Now, who sees the glass half full? It's half full of water. Who sees the glass as half full? Cool. And now, who sees the glass as completely full? Look at that for a second. Who sees the glass as completely full? Think about it for a second. It's all about perspective, guys. Who sees the glass as completely full? Well, it is, right? The glass is half full of water, and then it's half full of air. So the glass is completely full. There's no vacuum in here. It's not empty. It's full. Half of water, half of air. So it's just a way to look at things differently. And that's kind of a prelude or an introduction to what I want to talk about tonight and my message to you guys tonight. By the way, if you guys have questions, feel free to stop me at any time, or at least paste in the chat, and Jennifer can kind of call my attention because I'll be on a roll. Jennifer can kind of remind me there's some questions as well. So questions at any time, please. I encourage them. Thoughts, questions, feedback, things about your own life, where you want some coaching, where you want some help or suggestions, tools. A lot of cool tools, a lot of cool stuff to share with you guys in the next hour. So without further ado, everyone probably has heard of Tony Robbins, or might have heard of Tony Robbins. So he's a very big personal change and human performance, human success guru, and myself as well. I'm a human human psychology, human empowerment expert, and that's a lot of what I do. I help people empower people is a better word, take their careers, their lives, their relationships to a whole new level. And our careers are literally just a collection of relationships anyways. So that's kind of what I do. I teach tools, I train people, I speak in corporate environments, I talk to help corporate professionals take their careers to whole new levels, and I help entrepreneurs as well with some really powerful strategies and tools, help empower you and take your life, your income, the amount of money you're making, and how much you love what you do to a whole new level. That's kind of, in a nutshell, what I can do, just to kind of give you a sense of who I am and what I do. Jennifer, anything else? Anything else you kind of chime in there, or Fitzroy, feel free to chime in. Chester, kind of chime in if you want. Anything else you chime in? Anything else you gonna, what we should let them know that I do? It's kind of in a nutshell what I do, though. I help people really achieve what they want and achieve it a lot faster than doing it all on their own. Yeah. Anything I've missed, guys? What do you think? Fitz, Jennifer?
No, James, take it away. You guys are in the right place. You're in a safe place, and you're going to get a lot out of tonight. So sit back and enjoy.
Very cool. Thank you,
Be prepared for a transformation. Be prepared for a change. There's lots of gold nuggets that's going to be shared. Make the best of it.
Perfect.
100%.
Yeah,
Thank
James
you.
is amazing. He's amazing. And then right now in this pandemic, everyone is scared. Everyone lost direction in their career, business, and lots of goals they have lost. So James here to help everyone to find your direction and to empower you, and so you can be more motivational, and you can be happier, and you'll be more clear in the direction you want to go after this session, for sure.
Right on. Yeah, and that's our intent. Our intent is to help you get clarity, be able to take intelligent action, and kind of see a wider view, if you will, or see without like blinding goggles on, or take the shield away and be able to see better, and do better, do more and do better. So again, Tony Robbins, he's a big personal success guru, a big speaker, motivator. He says that one of the keys to success, or the biggest key to success in life, in career, is emotional state management. Okay, well, what is emotional state management? Well, it's the ability to feel a certain way and either change the way you feel to an empowering feeling. For example, if you're feeling sad or fearful or anxious or apathetic, or just not like, feel like you don't want to do something, how to change yourself into feeling excited, powerful, ecstatic, confident, and wanting to do it, desiring to do it. So being able to do that is very, very powerful. And that's what separates a lot of the people that are very successful from people who are either not successful or mediocre successful. Because people are like, oh, I'll do it later. Oh, I don't feel like doing it. Or they don't feel like doing it, so they put a half-assed effort in. So state management, emotional state management, is huge, huge, huge for your own success. And I'm going to teach you a tool right off the bat. We're going to start with a tool right off the bat. And yeah, well, without further ado, I want to show you something, and a way to change your state instantly within probably 15 seconds. So what I want you all to do, guys, is close your eyes for a minute. And this is a way you can do this anytime you want. Anytime you need to feel a certain way, but you're feeling, let's say, feeling blah, or upset, or angry, or frustrated, or sad, or self-conscious, or depressed, or disappointed. If you need to be on for a customer, for your kids, for your boss, for clients, for other people, anyone, do this. So close your eyes. I want you to visualize something intense and exciting and amazing in the past. It could be a time you felt powerful. It could be a time you felt confident. It could be a time you felt ecstatic, pumped, passionate, whatever you want. And visualize that. Go there, literally go there and be there. Visualize it or feel it if you're not used to visualizing, or prefer to feel it or hear it. And just go back to that time, float down your body, and see what you saw during that time. It could be any time, doesn't matter how long ago it was or how recent. Anytime you felt awesome, whatever that means to you, a time you felt happy, powerful, confident, pumped, ecstatic. Maybe you achieved something, someone said you were awesome, you graduated for something, you did something, you had a great sale or a great meeting, you got a promotion or a raise, or you completed something, whatever it is, you stood up for yourself. And visualize, go back there and see what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel what you felt. And feel those feelings of being totally awesome, whatever it is, that feeling of being powerful. What are you feeling? And what did you feel in that state, that time? Did you feel powerful? Did you feel pumped? Did you feel confident, ecstatic, happy? Just like nothing was going to stop you. You were coming through no matter what. Was it confident? Was it just happy? And was it passionate? Was it passionate? And really feel those feelings and bring them back to now. Feel those feelings and let them permeate through your body. Feel the feelings of being happy, pumped, powerful, confident, whatever that time is. And you could do this anytime you want. Anytime you need to be on, anytime you need to be confident, pumped, powerful, do this. And go back there. Take literally a minute or two. It's all it takes. And visualize a past intense state of whatever awesome state you want to feel. and feel it. Bring it back to now and bring it back into now. And if you want to reach out and grab that visualization and just bring it right into your heart or right into your gut, feel free to do that as well. And feel those feelings that you felt back then, feel them now. And you can do this anytime before a meeting, you're asking for a raise, a client call, sometimes you're unsure, sometimes you're sad, you're hurt, you're upset. Do this, right? Cool, go ahead and open your eyes. So it's a very powerful tool, a very fast tool. It's called anchoring. In the language of NLP, it's called anchoring. So one thing I wanted you to have a look at here, this time, the COVID-19 thing, the doomsday that's going on, this whole situation we're in, right? Is this a message? Could this be a message for you? Could it be a forced reevaluation of your life or your career or even your health? Because the healthy people, really, that's not affecting you very much. People that are not healthy, vulnerable, have health conditions, it's, this virus affects more. So is this almost a forced reevaluation of your health, your career, your life, your relationships, perhaps? And it's like, wow, life can be short. Life is too short. Life is long, and there's a lot of time to experience amazing stuff, but time flies. It's already almost mid-April. Crazy enough, it's almost mid-April. I mean, it was snowing a month ago. So is this a forced reevaluation of your life, your career, your health, your wealth, right? What is it? And is it maybe a way for you to realize that this ladder, whether it's a corporate ladder, relationship ladder, the entrepreneur ladder, whatever it is it almost a realization or a time for you to stop and think for a moment, to stop and ponder? Is this time a way for you to realize that your ladder you've been climbing is actually leaning against the wrong wall? Is the ladder you've been trying to climb up leaning against the wrong wall? Or do you want to climb a different wall now? Do you want to achieve something different? Are you tired and bored of what you've been doing? Of different relationships, of your health, of your career, of your work? Is this a time to reevaluate things, right? What have you been asking for? So looking at finding clarity in times of uncertainty, right? Is this a time, or is this what you've been asking for? You have been asking for, wondering, what do I need to do? How do I need to do different? How can I make more money? How can I have a better job or better career? How can I grow my business? How can I get promoted? How do I have better health? And why is my health like this? Why is this so hard? Why is that so hard? Why are people not paying attention to me? Why am I not getting where I want? Or why have I achieved all these things and I'm not happy still? I've worked with lots of millionaires, lots of CEOs, lots of business owners, and lots of directors, and lots of really cool people, really powerful people, and some people with a lot of money, a lot of success that actually aren't that happy, or deep down there's some real big things bothering them. So, what have you been asking for? What have you been hoping for? What are the little rocks or pebbles that life is throwing at you? How has life been trying to send you a message, right? What are these rocks or pebbles or stones that life has been throwing at you? In my story, I kept asking life for signs because I wasn't sure back in, at IBM, what I was meant to do, and I get paid well, but I didn't love it. I learned a lot, but I'm like, is this for me? Do I really want to be here? And life would throw little pebbles at me. I'd get a forced job change, or forced, sales territory change, or a forced commission change, or forced salary change. People would be messing around with my pay. It's like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I got laid off. So that was a big rock life threw at me, or a boulder. And took a year off. Summer of James, traveled, did lots of stuff, then went back to another corporate career with Novell for about almost 4 years. And then I'm like, I really don't like this. Is this what I should be doing? I don't know what I should be doing. So I was kind of stuck. I was comfortable because I made good money. I made great money. And I'm like, I'm kind of stuck. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't know what I want to do. I had some thoughts, and life was again throwing me more boulders. My great boss left, and I got a kind of a crappy boss. My pay, they were changing my pay around, messing my pay, messing with my commission, making my job way harder. Again, these are more rocks, more stones and pebbles, and the less you pay attention to it, the bigger and bigger these rocks get. So the big boulder came one day when I got laid off again in the height of my own sales career. The second time, height of a sales career, doing really well, I get laid off again. So again, what have you been hoping for? What have you been asking for? And what are the pebbles or rocks life is throwing at you to try and get your attention? What haven't you been paying attention to? So food for thought on that. Is this a time, and I think it is, a time for reflection and to transform and change yourself? So I promised tonight to tell you some things about getting out of overwhelm, rather. How do you be more productive? And we'll get to that in just one second. But I wanted to give you guys a kind of a framing or a realization that right now is not the time to hit the brakes. It is a time to reflect, absolutely a time to reflect. But it's not a time to hit the brakes, to pull back, to stop, to hide, to wait and see what happens. Or, oh, this isn't the right time to read a book or take a course or hire a mentor or invest in something or do something or change something or take action on something. Oh, it's not the right time, or, oh, let's wait and see what happens. Or, oh, I have to save every penny. I can't spend any money. I can't invest in anything. I have to save every penny, right? How disempowering is that? First of all, it's the wrong strategy if you want to be successful and get ahead. It's the wrong strategy. But how disempowering is that? And how much control do you have if you do that? Oh, it's not the right time. I have to wait and see. I don't know what I want to do, so I won't do anything, versus doing something and figuring it out, right? Taking an action and doing something is better than doing nothing, because you'll learn, okay, that was the right thing to do, or, oh, okay, that wasn't the right thing to do. Now, instead of zigging, I can go zag, or instead of going left, I can go right. At least you know, if you stop and do nothing, at the end of doing nothing, you still have no idea what you need to do and what you should have done, right? So right now, it's a great time. People are less busy, people at home, some people are laid off, which is a blessing in disguise, I feel, because then you can finally figure out what you really want to do. And if you were happy, were you happy doing what you were doing before? Or if you're an entrepreneur, maybe things have slowed down a bit, or not, but maybe they slowed down and maybe there's time for reflection, or you can't go out as much at night, so there's more time for reflection, right? So how likely are you going to achieve things and achieve what you want if you just wait and see? Or, oh, it's not the right time, or I have to save every penny, or save my money, or I got to stop and hit the brakes and just see what happens, right? That's not what the richest people, and that's not what the most successful people in the world do. And I'm encouraging you not to do that either. I'm encouraging you to think and reflect and take action. Invest in yourself, whatever it is, with a coach, a mentor, a book, a course, borrow a book from the library virtually, or whatever. Have conversations, take action, start something, do something, try something new. If you're not sure what to do, try things, do things, and you'll learn very quickly whether that was the right one, whether you like it or not. So if you find you're getting overwhelmed, write things down. All the things you have to do, all the stuff stewing in your mind, write it down. It's an instant way to de-stress and get out of overwhelm when you write things down. And because it gets it out of your head, gets it all spinning out in your head, it gets it out and you can see it. And it's instantly a great way to get yourself out of overwhelm. Plus, it helps you be more productive as well. You can actually, one of my mentors recommends, and I love saying this too, is all your thoughts, all your ideas, have a list for personal, have a list for business or career. All the things and thoughts and ideas, the stuff in your head, have a list for personal stuff and a list for business or career stuff. And maybe if you want even a third list for just ideas you have for whatever, for a book, for something to do, for a vacation, for whatever. So, I mean, maybe keep two lists, one personal, one business and career. All the stuff going in your head, the plans, stuff you want to do, stuff you need to do, goals you have. And when it's all in your head, first of all, it's so abstract and hard to achieve. And secondly, it's very overwhelming. So again, write this stuff down. Create lists, guys, on your computer, on your phone, with Evernote or a spreadsheet, on a piece of paper, whatever you want. I have 2 books that I write my ideas down and my tasks, things I need to do, things I want to do, things I've forgotten. So that's one way. The other way is create your own clarity. You want clarity in this time, right? People usually lack their own sense of clarity, and we often ignore that during our regular habitual or pattern or routine lives, right? Life happens. Life directs us. We have our routines and patterns. So even though we think we have clarity, we often don't. We're just doing the doing. We're doing things we often don't even stop to think of why. We're just in this habit and pattern every morning. Get up, shower, have breakfast, maybe go to the gym, go to work, grab lunch, finish work, drive home or walk home, maybe go to the gym, maybe go for a walk, maybe watch TV, eat dinner, and then go to bed, maybe read, but then go to bed. And it's just this pattern, right? So it's only during these times do we realize, well, maybe we didn't have clarity at all, and now it's time to create it, right? So create your own clarity. How you create clarity? How do you get clarity? You create your own. What you do is you decide who you're going to be. So figure out what you want, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Figure out what you want and who you want to be, and even decide, who do I want to be? What kind of person do I want to be? Am I a person that takes action? Am I a person that just goes for it, that just does it? Or am I someone that's going to wait and see, take my time with it, not do anything? And I'm not judging anyone if that's the way you are. That's fine. I used to be that way. I used to be sitting on the fence always and not taking action. So I'm not judging. I'm just, these are best practices if you want to succeed. No judgment whatsoever. So again, figure out and decide who you're going to be. Who do you want to be? Who are you really that you're not being? Think to yourself. Here's a good question to ask. Am I being the man I've always wanted to be? Am I being the woman I've always wanted to be? Am I being who I've always wanted to be? And that is a great question. And if the answer is no or maybe, it's time to reflect. It's time to look at, well, how and why are you not being the man you've always wanted to be, or the woman you've always wanted to be? Who is that person? Who do you really want to be? Right? And there's a couple ways you can figure that out. So again, create your own clarity, decide, sit down and decide who you're going to be, what you're going to do, and go do it. There's a couple ways to do that. One is through, it's called an internal drive history. In a lot of the coaching we do and the training, we do this thing called internal drive history. And basically, it's very simple. It's looking at different periods of your life, often 0 to 12, and then 13 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. You see how it works. So each stage in life, it's called internal drive, and look at what drove you the most during those times. What made you the happiest, the most passionate, the most excited? Who are you with? Who are you doing it for? What were you doing? And then look at the theme. So each stage of life, and go through it and write it down. It's a really powerful exercise. It's called the internal drive history. Again, each 10 year, 0 to 10 or 0 to 12, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and on, going on and on. Who are you being that made you the most happiest, most passionate? What were you doing? Who were you with? Right? And if anyone wants a recording of this masterclass, myself or Jennifer have the recording too. We're happy to share it. So look at that through each stage of your life, and that will give you, and look at the theme. So write that all down versus having it abstract in your head. Write that down. And then really, guys, look at the theme. What are your themes? What are the themes there? Wow, I was helping people, or I was working with animals, or I was working with technology, or I was with people, or I was doing that. Like, right? Let's mute that for a sec. There we go. Who are you being? The internal drive history is a great way to be, versus the worry about being comfortable and things like that. So, cool. The second way to do that is to look at a mentor or a superhero to you. It doesn't matter if it's a superhero to anyone else. Look at a superhero to you. Who is your superhero? Or again, to you. And who do you want to be like? And model them. Model their great actions, their behaviors, their habits, their drive, their thought patterns, their mindset. And a great way to be successful. If you're not sure who you want to do, who you want to be rather, and what you want to do, then do the internal drive history and look at a mentor, a superhero to you. Think, I want to achieve that. I want to be like him or her. And think, model them. Look at them. What are they doing? How are they doing it? Their actions, behaviors. Model them. It's a great way to do. Model success, and you'll also be successful, right? So figure out your big why. In a nutshell, I want you guys to figure out your big why, like your big purpose, and that'll help you create your own certainty. And decide who you're going to be and what you were going to be. And please stop worrying yourself sick. Worrying yourself is just a waste of time. It doesn't help anything, right? Can we all agree, guys, that worrying does nothing? Actually, it does something. It prevents all the good stuff from coming into your life and usually brings more crap because that's what you're focusing on. And I'll get to that later. Right? I mean, does it do anything positive for us? No. Human beings obviously don't do well in times of uncertainty. So again, create it for yourself. What do you want? Who are you going to be? What actions are you going to take? And remember that in every crisis lies opportunity. And people who are successful are not lucky. They're prepared for opportunities that come their way, and they see opportunities during bad times, crisis times, good times. They see opportunity with problems. See a problem, oh, opportunity, right? So they're prepared for things that come their way. They don't wait for things to come their way. They make their own destinies, essentially. They make things happen. They take action. Remember, they're prepared. Anticipation creates power, right? Prepare for things, and anticipation for this, is power. Again, have faith. Everything has its season, right? Avoid watching too much news or listening to doomsdayers. Protect yourself, protect your brain, and be on guard, guys, to what you let in your brain. There's so much crap and fear mongering going on, and again, who knows if it's all real or all fake or manipulation, half of it, or again, I'm not trying to conspiracy theory here, but you never know. Question everything. Question the conspiracy theories. Question the stuff we hear on the news, right? Because everyone has their agenda. Everyone has their agenda. Politicians, media, everyone has their own agenda, right? So be careful and question, really question what it is you're hearing, and thinking, like, why am I thinking this? Is this true? Is this real? Protect yourself as well. Couple more thoughts before I give you a couple tools. Call yourself on your own BS. Oh, it's not the right time, or I can't yet, or I need to wait till this happens, I need to wait till this, or I can't afford it, or this and that, or I'm not, whatever, I don't know enough yet, right? Because regardless of what's happening around you, there's a part of you that's strong. Whatever happens, whatever's going through your life, call on that part of you that's strong, the part of you that's hungry, the part of you that's courageous in the face of, unfathomable fear, massive fear, right? The part of you that won't put up excuses, smallness, hiding, and bullshit, right? Call that part of you forth. Call that part of you to step up and become what you were made for, who you're made to be, and what your purpose is, right? And it's what you practice in private it's what you practice in private that you will be rewarded for in public, right? So this is your private time for training right now, for practice, to prepare for what's ahead. So embrace what we've been given versus, and respond versus reacting. So respond to it. Because remember, guys, life is 99% what happens to you is 1%. The way you respond to it is 99%. I'll say that again. Life is 1% what happens to you and 99% how you respond to it. It really, truly is. We all have the same amount of time in our day. We all have crap that happens to us in our life, and we respond differently. There's even studies on twins seeing car accidents or witnessing horrible things, and one twin will have horrible trauma for the rest of their life and not achieve anything. The other twins, identical DNA, will because of the different mindset, that twin will make it empower them and make them do better. It's fascinating, right? So prepare for what's ahead, embrace what we've been given, because during every crisis there's opportunity, and it's time to reflect, right? And get clear on what you want, and focus on what you want, and think, who do you want to be? Who would I want to be? What legacy do I want to leave on this earth? How do I want to leave the earth a better place than I found it? Who do I want to influence? Who do you want to help, even if it's just yourself at first, or your family at first, or your friends at first, or your community at first, right? Take time to focus now on what you want and who you want to be, and go for it. All right, get trained, see a coach, learn some powerful tools, which we'll do today. While this stuff's going on, it's a perfect time, guys, to re-engineer yourself to end up strong and successful at the end. So create your own luck, guys. We all look at people, wow, they're so lucky. No, create your own luck. Yes, some people were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Not many people. Most people create their own luck, right? So look at your big, what's your big why? What is your big why? What do you want? What do you really want, guys? Pay attention for a moment to this. What is your big why? What do you really want? And why do you want it? Why do you even want it? People are like, oh, I want this, or I want that, or a car, or a boat, or whatever. I want to be rich, or this and that. Well, why? Why do you want it? Most people do things without even knowing why they want it. They just do them. So why do you want it? Why must you have that? And this will empower you. This will help you get what you want. Why must you have that? Versus, well, I'd like it, or I want, or that would be nice, or this would be good, or I got to keep up the Joneses, or he or she has, or I want that too, or whatever is going on. Why must you have it? What will it do for you? What will you achieve? And why must you achieve that? And that will drive you when you really think about that, guys. Why must you achieve that? Why must you have that? And that is going to help draw you towards, it'll kind of magnetize you towards your goal. And also, what is going to happen if you don't achieve it? So it's like being motivated from two sides, which is the greatest way to motivate yourself, is what benefit is, what the huge benefit, why must you achieve it? Well, I get to travel and live purpose and help others. I'll give you my own here. I get to travel, live with purpose, help others, leave the world better than I found it, have a legacy. With affluence comes influence. I can do things for the environment too, and I can help people, be known as someone that helps others. And then what will happen if you don't achieve it? What's that pokey stick, that pointy stick that pushes you away from what you don't want? So again, have the positive motivation and then have a pokey stick, a pointy stick. Like, what's going to happen if you don't achieve it? What is your away from? The sharp stick you're going to run away from, the stuff you don't want. Is it going to, I don't know, are you going to lose your house or your mortgage, or are you going to not find a great person to be with, or lose your job, or are you going to be depressed, or what is that stuff that's going to happen if you don't achieve your goal? And that's that pokey stick. It gets you off your butt sometimes during the lazy days or hard days. That's why often people, Tony Robbins is an example. He was dirt poor as a kid. He lived in his car for many years. And that's a big away from. That's a very big away from, a very big pokey stick, because he never wanted to go back there again. Les Brown, same way. Right? Now, we don't need to be born poor or born, in poverty or war-torn areas to have that sharp stick. You can create your own. Again, mine is fear of losing my condo and not being able to travel, not being able to see my nieces and nephews, not being able to matter on this world. That's big for me. So create your own pokey stick with what is a purpose? Why must you have this? What do you want? Why must you have it? And then what will happen? What are the consequences, the big consequences, if you don't achieve it? What's going to help move you away from being, sitting on the couch, what's going to move you past your fear? That is a good question to ask yourself. What is going to move you past your fear? Because most things prevent us are fear. We give excuses. Oh, I don't have the time, or it's not the right time. I don't have the energy, or it's this or that, or I have to wait for this and that, or I have to do this, or I can't because of this and that. It's just our fear talking, guys. It's our fear talking. So make your goals so big and so important, you move towards them anyways, and make it away from your pokey sharp stick. It's so sharp that it pushes you towards things no matter how fearful or how scared you are. One tool I'm going to teach you. Here's a cool, easy tool. And this is if you get that, that monkey mind, the little devil on your back, or the voice in your head that says, oh, you can't do it, or it's not going to work, or you're going to lose your money, or you're going to fail, or they won't like you, or he won't like you, or she won't like you, or you're going to get fired, or no one's going to buy from you. Whatever that monkey mind or the little gremlin on your shoulder or the devil on your back is, give it a name. Whatever you want. One of my clients, he's funny. He says, well, I have a whole bunch of monkeys that say stupid stuff to me, like, you can't do it, you're not good enough, you're not worth it, they're not going to like you, you're an imposter. He's like, I have a whole bunch of monkeys that say that. So he's like, I'm going to name them the board of directors of stupidness. So he names them his board of directors of stupidness. Now, I have one monkey, and whether that devil is, or that voice in your head that says, all this crap to you, you can't do that, don't say that, don't talk to strangers, don't speak up, they're not going to like you, whatever this crap is. You know what to do? It's very easy. You can either say, stop it, or shut up. Or shut up, monkey. Again, it works so well. This is actually called a pattern interrupt in NLP. This is a fun, simple, easy one. But yes, NLP language, it's called a pattern interrupt. It interrupts that pattern. It stops that pattern. You're not good enough. You're not worth it. You're an imposter. You're not pretty enough. You're not good looking enough. You're not smart enough. You're not fit enough. You're not whatever enough. Confident enough. Whatever. So literally, it works so well. It stops this pattern. So it's called a pattern interrupt. And all you have to do is name that voice, whatever. Mine's George. My monkey's name is George. Whatever you want, and either tell it, just stop it. Put a big stop it in there, or shut up, George. And it's kind of fun. It makes me laugh too. So the twofold, it stops that voice. And it happens sometimes, honestly, when I'm on stage, guys, in front of hundreds of people, it happens. The monkey starts saying, oh, they're not really listening to you. They don't like what you say, whatever, rah. So it's like, shut up, George. I don't really care. I'm going to give people my best. And if a couple of them don't like it, that's okay. Not everyone's going to like you guys. We have to deal with it, right? So a great tool, a very simple tool. Remember, guys, if you're presenting or talking to your boss, asking for a raise, asking a client for money or to work with you, whatever. If you hear that voice, they don't really like you, or the blah, 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 she doesn't think you're good enough, or whatever, tell the monkey to shut up. Maybe it's on a date. Sometimes it used to happen on dates. If it's on a date, whatever, tell that monkey or that devil, that gremlin, to shut up. Very quick, very easy, very powerful, guys. Avoid underestimating the power of that. It is awesome. Awesome. So I guess lastly on this topic is again, avoid the I can't do anything right now mindset, or the fear mindset, the lazy mindset. Avoid letting your fear control you guys. Control your fear. Now, our brain, due to evolution, is very, very, very good at focusing on the negative things. You ever notice? And this is why most people's thoughts, we have about 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day. And a lot of them are negative. It's the way your brain works. It's the way your brain is wired. Most of these are negative, self-deprecating, disempowering thoughts. And if you're not trained, like, for example, tools like NLP, if you're not trained to either stop it or reframe it or just get rid of it all entirely, most of our thoughts are negative. And how disempowering is that, guys? How disempowering is that? So that shut up monkey, that stop it, is one way to do it. It is one way to do it. So one thing to do, and I'm just checking my email really quickly because I think someone has responded saying free tonight. Okay, halfway through. So let me go back here. All right. So avoid the poverty mindset, the I don't have money, I can't afford it. Avoid that poverty mindset, that fear mindset, that lazy mindset, right? That I can't do it right now mindset. I can't do anything mindset, right? So that's one of the things I want to talk to you about. So who would be interested in learning how to manage stress? And either put your hand up, wave, or type it in the chat. Who would be interested in learning how to manage anxiety, manage stress, and help with overwhelm? That'd be something cool. That'd be a valuable tool set to teach you guys tonight. Cool. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Excellent. So a couple things, guys. A couple things. One, be so careful where you put your focus. Again, like I said, are you paying attention to the doomsdaying stuff, all the crap in the media, and every second word is, oh, it's going to be another 2 years now. Apparently that's the latest thing. Oh, it's 2 years before we get out of this COVID-19 thing. They don't know. People talking in their ass. Pardon the expression, pardon my French. But we don't know, right? So focus on what you want and create what you want in your life during this time. Right? So be careful where you put your focus, because that's what you're going to feel. That's what you're going to think. That's emotion. That's the emotion you're going to feel. Careful where you put your focus. One thing, it's very easy to do. It's called 4-7-8 breathing. And it is awesome at getting you relaxed. And I'll take you through it. I'll walk you through it, guys. So the first one is, the way it works, it's 4-7-8 for a reason. You inhale for 4 seconds, you hold it for 7, and you exhale over 8 seconds. And it is amazing to get you relaxed and out of overwhelm. You're even going to hear my voice change when I do it. So everyone do it with me. Well, let's inhale over 4 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep holding 1 and exhale over 8, 7, slowly 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll do it again. Inhale over 1, 2. Hold it for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly over 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to do one more, and you'll see how even just 3 of these makes a massive difference. So inhale slowly again. 1, 2. Hold it for 7, 6, 5, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000. Then slowly exhale over 8, 7, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 5, 1,000. More and more relaxed. 3, 2, 1. So that is 4-7-8 breathing. It's one of the best. It is the best breathing technique I've ever found. You can do it anywhere. No one's going to notice you're doing it. Just again, 4-7-8. It's awesome. And it's very great at relaxing you and getting you out of overwhelm. You guys have probably heard my voice deepen now. Again, because I'm just even more grounded and relaxed. It's awesome. Anytime you need to be present or grounded, which is really anything you need to do, anytime you need to do anything, use it. So that's one. That is one. The second one I'm going to teach you is zone out for a minute. Everyone just try this. Zone out for a minute and look up if you want. Look up high Look up as high as you want. You can just kind of zone out. And just breathe, deep breathe. Look high, zone out. We're used to looking down and how we have text neck or computer neck. Look up high and just kind of zone out. Focus on a spot, just kind of zone out. If you want to take your hands and move them from your front of your face, move them around like this. Move them around, and you'll almost be able to see behind you like Bruce Lee did. Bruce Lee could visualize or intuitively see behind him. And you can wiggle your fingers if you need, but just kind of zone out. And wiggle your fingers just so you see your peripheral vision. And this gets you a lot. It basically clarifies your focus, gets you super, super focused. Just keep zoning out, just kind of looking up and staring at something. Just deep breathe. Avoid holding your breath. That'll put you into a panic mode. So just deep breathing, looking up, zone out. And if you want, move your hands back and see how far you can move them back. And keep doing this, and you can, like I can see them back here. And then when you're done, just return your eyes to normal. It is a really, really, really cool technique. Really quick, really easy. Take a deep breath. Oh, watch this. Excuse me. Oh. I'm nice and relaxed now. The next thing I want to talk about is, again, gratitude. Gratitude is huge. If all you're focusing on, guys, is the mess and the lack and what you don't have, then of course, guys, you're not going to feel great. You'll feel overwhelmed or sad or depressed or fearful, worrying. Stop focusing on that stuff. What you want to do, and you probably heard this before, I'm probably not the first one to tell you about gratitude, but I'm going to tell you why it works. This is the key, why it works. So be grateful for what you do have. I mean, just by default, living in Canada and the US, there's so much gratitude living in Canada and the US. So much gratitude. And we're so fortunate. I'm not going to say lucky, but we're so fortunate, or maybe we are lucky to have been born here in Canada or the US. Just the stuff we have, we all focus on what we don't have. We have so many first world problems, right? Oh, I need a new phone. My 3-year-old, Samsung phone is old, right? First world problems, right? So, well, my car needs repairing. I mean, we're fortunate to have cars. So again, gratitude is one of those keys. And the reason for this, guys, is it programs a part of your brain called the RAS. It's called the reticular activating system. And basically, it's your wake and sleep system, and it's also your pay attention system. So it's basically pre-programmed to go out and search for certain things for you. If you paid attention to everything you saw, every message, every sound outside, every billboard, every sign, you'd just be completely overwhelmed. It'd be too much. So your RAS is kind of like a spotlight. It shines a spotlight only on certain things, which is good because it keeps us often not overwhelmed, but it can be bad as well because if it's programmed incorrectly, then you're going to miss a lot of great things. I was walking in the subway with my girlfriend one day, and there was a guy standing, I think he was on his phone or something, standing texting. And right behind him was a $20 bill, just sitting there on the subway platform, $20 bill. And people were rushing around, walking around and not even pay attention because their own spotlight was focused on, okay, I got to go here, I'm in a rush, I'm late, whatever, focus on my phone. Their own spotlight or their RAS was not focused on, let's say, money or opportunities or just paying more attention. And so my girlfriend looked down, scooped up, grabbed the bill, and she looked around, didn't see it was anyone. She waved it at the guy in the cell phone to see if it was his, and he didn't have his wallet out or anything, so I don't think it was, but he didn't pay attention at all. So she's like, okay, my $20 bill. So your RAS is what you pay attention to. It's also what you attract. It's literally your pay attention system. It's kind of it is the reason why if you buy a car or bag or purse or shoes or shirt or something like that or outfit or whatever, a watch or a ring or something, and all of a sudden you notice it. Like, wow, everyone else has this ring or this watch or shoes. Oh, everyone else has bought this car. You see it everywhere. And that's because your pay attention system, your RAS, is going on paying attention. So what you want to do is program it with gratitude and program it by focusing on what you want. Because when you do that, it's going to go get what you want. It's going to focus on opportunities for the things you want versus worrying and doomsdaying and focusing all the crap on, I don't want that, or I don't want that, I'm sick and tired of this, I'm tired of being broke or sick or unhealthy, or I don't want that, I don't want that. Focus on what you do want. I want to achieve this. I want to be this. I want to be healthy. I want to do this, have these people in my life. Focus on what you want, guys. And that'll program, that will pre-program and reprogram your RAS. We do a lot of things in NLP and timeline therapy as well to help reprogram the filters in your brain and the RAS to again go seek out opportunities for growth, for money, for clients, for a new job, a new career, more creativity, better ideas. We also reprogram it that way as well. But this is one of the ways. Be grateful. Write down every day 5 things you're grateful for. It's going to reprogram your RAS. It's going to teach you to focus on what you want, be grateful for what you have. And if you're having a crappy day, you can look through your gratitude journal and be like, wow, my life is actually totally freaking awesome because of all the things you wrote down versus, oh, life sucks and blah, 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 and this never happens and I never get this, never get that, right? So that's all I want to say about gratitude. And gratitude, by the way, helps you attract money and lots of great things. I won't explain why. It's a little bit more on the energetic scale and again, RAS as well. Pre-program your brain for gratitude and focus on what you want and you will attract great people. You'll attract money, great circumstances, and success. Speaking of success, how you guys doing, by the way? Anyone have questions so far? Exactly, Chester. What you focus on expands. Absolutely. Absolutely. Any questions so far? Questions, concerns, comments? Anyone want some advice on something, feedback on something? Cool. Feel free to share it anytime. Cool. All right. So I promise you the 5 pillars or must-dos of personal success and transformation. So I did promise you that, so let's talk about that. So what you want to do is, like I said, focus. I won't, beat focus with like a dead horse anymore, but focus. Focus on what you want is the first thing. Really focus on what it is you want and stop the worrying. See, worry is like a force field. It's like a bubble or shield that's actually shielding all the good stuff from coming in your life. It's like being in a concrete bunker or vault, and all the good stuff and cool shit that wants to come in your life, it prevents it from coming in, because worry is literally like awesome stuff repellent. It's like bug repellent for awesome things in your life. It's a shield or a force field preventing you from achieving all the awesome things in your life, even if you're doing all the right things, even if you're doing NLP, timeline therapy, if you're doing focusing and visualizing and gratitude journal, affirmations, you name it. It will prevent your success. So focus on what you want. That's the first one. The second one is clean up the past. Work on yourself. Do the work on yourself. This is why I love tools like NLP, hypnosis, timeline therapy. I developed a tool, and we'll do it tonight if there's time, called the Power Process, which is helping you get rid of fear, anxiety, negative emotions. So that's number 2, clean up the past, work on yourself, guys. One of my old mentors said, work on yourself more than you work on your business. I'm not sure if I'd agree more than I work on my business, but I work on myself a lot. And it has been one of the biggest reasons of my success and why things weren't happening over there. And now they're just happening for me. Work on yourself, I promise you, will pay you thousands, if not hundreds of thousands times dividends in what you invest in it. If it's time or money, whatever you're investing in your personal development, self-development, I promise you this. And you come back if you want and say, hey, what's going on? I promise you that it'll pay you dividends 1,000 times or 10,000, 100,000 times what you invest in yourself. Whether it's time, money, energy, working on yourself, I promise you it'll come back 1,000-fold, if not 10,000-fold. So that's the second one, is clean up the past and work on yourself. Third one is take action. Nothing happens without action. We do have to take action. You guys might have heard the law of attraction or the book or movie, The Secret. I do agree with those principles. However, it is missing step 3. It is missing the powerful step 3, right? And that's a problem, because you can't just, okay, I'm going to focus on and visualize the dream man in my life, or dream woman, or dream job, or all this money, and it's going to come down and I'm going to catch it, or it's going to fill up a wheelbarrow. You can't just visualize it, right? You have to take action. You actually have to do the doing, and you have to focus and fight through fear. And I'm going to give you a couple tools in a moment how to push through fear and take action anyways. So you do have to that's number 3. Take action even in the face of fear. And I'm going to give you some tools on that. And remember, there always will be a bit of fear. If you're uncomfortable, you're growing. And if you're growing, you're going to be uncomfortable, right? So instead of having the illusion of being comfortable, sitting on your couch, beer and pizza and wings or whatever, or hiding, however we hide, we all hide differently. Instead of the illusion of peace or comfort, which you're not really comfortable because you're not happy. You're not happy, right? I wish I could do that. I wish I went to the gym, or I wish I would be a millionaire. I wish I could find better friends, better partners, better mates, better intimate relationships, a better career. right? It's the illusion of comfort. You know, your job pays well and you're comfortable, but maybe you're not comfortable. Maybe you're not happy, so you're not comfortable at all. So instead of having that continue on for however long, why don't you be a little more uncomfortable for a short time? Instead of having all that uncomfortable and discomfort for a long time, years maybe, like I had. I sat on the fence for years. I was scared. I didn't want to be wrong. I didn't want to fail. So I sat on the fence and I was not happy. It was miserable. So instead of doing that, take action. Because 20% of your actions will give you about 80% of your results. 20%. Only 20% of your actions will give you 80% of your results. The rest are just learnings. So the rest, the 80% of your actions that let's say don't work, they're not failures at all. All they are is learnings, and they're great learnings. Versus sitting on the fence, hiding, waiting, not taking action. There's zero learnings there. Zero learning. There's a hell of a lot of discomfort and worry and grief and regret. And I wish I did something. I should have or could have or would have. Oh my God, I should have done that years ago. Or what if I had done that back then? Where would I be now? Well, right. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is today. So avoid worrying or fearing or judging yourself, and it's never too late. People come to me saying, oh, I'm too old. And other people come to me saying, oh, I'm too young. And I said, you guys should talk to each other because you're never too young, you're never too old, right? So that's the third one. Take action, intelligent action. And the fourth one is to never, ever give up. Never, ever, ever give up. Because again, there's no failure ever. It's just learnings. And 80% of what you do will be learnings. 20% will get you 80% of the results. So if 80% of your actions are going to be learnings anyways, why all this fear, all this self-doubt? Just take the action, right? And unless it's something that's life-threatening, then maybe have a little better look at it. And a lot of things we do are not life-threatening. It's just our brain, again, is programmed to avoid fear and to stay away from, perceived dangers, perceived threats, which is, is going to keep us alive in the caveman days of saber-toothed tigers and a lot of things that could kill us. Now there's not a lot of that out there, right? We're often fearing public speaking. It's the biggest fear in the world. I think it's even more than death. People fear public speaking more than death, right? So that's the fourth one, is never, ever, ever give up. It took me almost a year to get my online program up and running and the marketing working for it. And I was trying things, they weren't working and still weren't working and then still weren't working. And now they're starting to work. And it took me almost a year. And I guess I'm a Taurus, so I'm pretty stubborn. And I'm pretty resilient as well. So I can handle uncertainty. Because I just decide. I'm like, yeah, it's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. I've decided it's going to happen. It may not happen on my timeline. It may not happen as fast as I want or as cheaply as I want. I may need to invest more money or time or energy or all three. That's okay. Just never, ever give up. And avoid worrying how exactly you're going to get to your goal. Just focus what you want and why, and avoid action steps and milestones, but avoid worrying exactly how you get. Oh, I don't know exactly how I'm going to get there. Good. You don't need to. Life will show you, right? So that's the fourth one. So again, the number 4 is so important, because if you do give up, and oftentimes, people don't win for like Phil Knight, invented the Nike shoe company. I think it was his seventh company. The person, I believe, invented Netflix. It was their, I think it was their fifth at least business venture was Netflix, right? And because all the others didn't work. Sir Richard Branson, he was told no 200 times when he went to banks and financial institutions to start Virgin Atlantic. Now he's a freaking billionaire, right? All these people. Edison took them thousands of iterations of the light bulb, right? And so if these people had given up, if Einstein had given up early, we wouldn't have his theory of relativity or E equals mc squared. We wouldn't have these. So never ever give up, guys. Don't let little things give up and make you give up, and avoid letting people convince you to give up either. It's your goal. It's not their goal. People, here's something to be careful of, by the way. Here's something to be careful of. Often our friends or family or people closest to us, they'll often pull us down. Be very, very careful of that, guys. Very careful of that. And usually it's not deliberate. Usually it's because unconsciously they're going to feel like crap if they see you achieving something that they wanted, or they didn't go for it. They didn't just go for it and take action. So, and if they see you achieve it, it's going to make them feel bad or sad or regretful that they didn't do it. So people unconsciously, usually unconsciously, sometimes deliberately, unconsciously pull us down. And it's unfortunate because they dissuade us. I had a couple people close in my life when I was starting my business, and they're saying, you know, James, you work so hard. You're not, this is the first year I was in business. You're working so hard, James, not making any money. You're working so hard, burning yourself out. Maybe it's time to give up and go get a job. And I'm like, guys, what the hell? I'm like, right now is not the time to hear that. Right now, I need some cheerleaders. And I did have a lot of cheerleaders in my life. But I did have some people that, whether they're worried about me or whether they failed in this area, they wanted to do what I did. And they didn't. They said, oh, it's hard and too long. It's taking you so much time and money and you're not making money. And they were worried for me. They didn't want to see me fail or unhappy, but it was the wrong message. So be careful, because often it's your family or the voice of a family member or a parent, a grandparent, or teacher in your head that tells you that you can't do something. And I'm here to tell you, you can do whatever the hell you want. I promise you that. Whatever you go for, whatever you want, whatever you do, the 5 pillars, this will create transformation and success in your life. So the 5th pillar, the 5th one is be okay with risk. Take risks. Calculated, smart risks. Take risks. And be okay with risks. Be okay with failure. Again, because there's no such thing as failure anyways. It's just learnings. 20% of what you do is going to work. 80% is not going to work. It's just going to be a learning. If you don't do anything, you'll get 0 learnings. Forget the 20% or the 80%. If you do nothing, there'll be 0 learnings. So create your own certainty. Say, this is who I'm going to be. This is who I want to be. This is what I'm going to do. This is the man or woman that I want to do. I want to be. And this is what I want to do as a man, this person or this man, this woman, this is what I want to do. So this is who I'm going to be. Right? And so that's the 5th one. Be okay with risk and you know, be okay with you know, perceived failure, or again, for feedback. There's no failure, there's only feedback. So be okay with that. Those are the 5 pillars. The first one is focus on what you want. Second one, take action. Third one, clean up the past. 4th one is, starting to lose track of these. The 4th one is never give up, right? And then the 5th one again is being okay with risk, having some risk tolerance, intelligent risk, not throwing your money up in the air and hoping something good happens, but intelligent risk. And then again, taking risk and being okay with things not working out, because not everything you do will work out. You know, sometimes 80% of the stuff we do won't work out, but 20% will. And what happens if every day or every week, every month, every year, 20% of the stuff that happens to you works out? Well, after a month, a week, even after a week, a month, a year, that's a lot of things. Say you try 10 things each day, for example, you do 10 things each day and only 20% of them work or work out. That's 2 things. And then tomorrow you do the same. That's 4 things. And the day after, it's you know, 6 things and 8 things that actually work out, or ideas you have, or whatever. That's actually, that it adds up, right? It adds up. Even if only one thing a day, really, or one idea a day works out, or one idea of yours a month works out, that's okay. That's why I want you to write them all down and have all kinds of ideas and things you want to do and try and be. Right? So those are the 5 pillars of personal success and transformation. And just a reminder, guys, be vigilant and question everything. Question everything, guys. It's such a, you know, an important exercise versus just accept everything you're told. Heck, even question this. Question what I'm telling you. You know, take some of the things you like, and if you don't like it, then, you know, don't take them. You can discard them. But take the tools that you like. Take the things I talked about that you liked today, and question everything. Right? So I want to tell you another tool for anxiety. This is one of my favorite tools for anxiety. It is awesome, awesome, awesome. So everyone pay attention. Everyone pay attention. Joey, Jennifer, Fitzroy, Chester, you know, Gia, Iris, Lay, Karen, May, Naomi, Fady, Helen, Charles, Cindy, Nina, Bryce, Ray, Dolly, Janet, Brett, Wendy, Jen, and Maggie. Pay attention to this one. This is so powerful. For any anxiety, worry or anxiety, it's toxic, and you probably find it that exhausts you guys. Is there anyone that when you're anxious and worried, it doesn't exhaust you? Anyone? Raise your hand or put your email in there, right? So now that we're clear on that, you know, exhausts you, you know, causes you not to achieve what you want, this is what you can do. And if, by the way, let's do it now. If anyone is anxious on anything, do this. Do the following. All right. By the way, I didn't call some people's names because I realized there was 3 pages of, of pictures and people here. So apologies if I didn't call your name. So do the following, guys. Do the following. You know, I think it was, yeah. I think I Miss Joan, Catherine, someone's iPhone, Angela, and Jen. So do the following. Close your eyes. Anything you're anxious of, do this, and remember this technique. Close your eyes, guys. Close your eyes. What I want you to do is visualize either a jetpack on your back, or wings, or airplane wings, or whatever, or hot air balloon. You could grab some hot air balloons or helium balloons, and that's going to help you float up. Float high up above now. You're floating high up, high in the sky, kind of like you're, almost like you're, looking out of an airplane, that high up. Everything's teeny, teeny, tiny down below. So do that now. Close your eyes and float up however you want. You have wings, like an angel, like a bird. You have a jetpack or a rocket pack, or you're holding on to some helium balloons. Float high up above now, so you're almost like you're looking down on now, down on today, kind of like if you're looking at an airplane. Everything's teeny, teeny, tiny down below. And what I want you to do, I want you to float out to your future. Just kind of visualize yourself floating out along a path or along a road or whatever, along a timeline in your life, whatever. Just float out to the future. And just visualize yourself floating out, event after event, day after day after day, tomorrow after tomorrow after tomorrow. Just kind of floating past all those days. And float out. And what I want you to do is visualize the successful completion of whatever you thought you were anxious about. If it's giving a talk, asking a raise, a conversation with a client, again, have your eyes closed and visualize what it is you're anxious about and the successful completion of what it is you're anxious about. Whether it's a talk, a hard conversation with a spouse or a friend, asking for a raise or asking for a promotion, a tough talk with a client or a colleague, if it's giving a presentation, talking with a colleague, whatever it is, any tough thing you need to do, anything that's causing you anxiety or fear or worry, just visualize that. Visualize that being completed. Right? Visualize that being completed and successful. Visualize it going your way. It's completed, it's successful. Oh, wow. And watch it. Watch the movie a bit. I'm like, oh, wow, cool. I did that well. It worked out well. I was a great speaker. I had that great tough talk with someone. I asked for the raise and it went well. I was confident. Visualize yourself being confident, asking for a raise, asking for a client, asking someone to work with you. I can think there's a couple of real estate agents here, asking someone to say, hey, I'd like to be your agent, or I'd like to have the listing. Do you want to sign with me? Or I'd like to be your exclusive agent. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Giving a presentation, tough talk with someone, whatever, anything you're anxious or worried or fearful about. Maybe it's the end of this COVID-19 crap. You're visualizing everything's good in the end. You're great. You're in a good place. You're safe. You have money. You're successful. You're happy. Whatever it is, guys. Maybe if nothing else, you can do that. Visualize the end of this COVID. Whenever you think it ends, float out to the end of that and visualize everything being okay, everything turning out okay. And this is how the technique works. So visualize that completing okay. And when you've done that, what I want you to do is I want you to float out farther into the future. Use your jetpack or your wings, your balloons. Float out even further into the future. Even further. Let's say, I don't know, half an hour in the future past the successful completion of that event. So you're actually floating into the future. Past the completion of the event you thought you were anxious about. Now you're visualizing it going okay. Everything's going okay. You imagine it going okay. Just make it up. Make it up. Imagine it. Make it up. Feel it going okay. Hear it going okay. See it going okay. And again, float up past that. Float into the future, way in the future. So the event already happened. It happened. It's great. You're back home or you're somewhere else. Great. It already happened. It's done. Easy peasy. Wow, that was awesome. I did well. I'm good. I'm okay. And turn and look toward now. You can keep your eyes closed. High, floating high above the earth. Turn back and look toward now, and look back toward now past the successful completion of that event. Right? Turn and look back towards now past the successful completion of that event. Wherever your future and past is, it's relevant. So again, turn like back towards now, and literally you're from the future, you're looking from the future back into the past, and you see, wow, that event that I was anxious about, it already happened. It already happened. Wow, I was successful. I completed successfully. I'm happy. Great outcome. Awesome. Awesome. And if there's any anxiety still there, float further into the future. And then turn back and look toward now, whatever your past or future is. And if it's still there, float a little further in the future and turn back and look towards now past the successful completion of the event. Look all the way back to now. Just really on like almost a timeline of your life, if you will. The path, your life's path, if you will. Look back on your life path and looking past the successful completion of the event. You're in the future. It's already completed successfully. It's already happened. It's done. It's over. You're successful. You're happy. and look back towards now. And then when the anxiety is gone, the fear, the worry is gone, just take your rocket pack or your wings, your balloons, just kind of float back toward now, or your hot air balloon, just come back towards now, float back towards now, and just kind of come back in the room. Cool, welcome back, guys. This tool, I'll give you guys another second. Wait till everyone's kind of floated back, because sometimes we take a second to float back, and that's okay. This tool is so powerful. It's used by the US military and the US Army for trauma, phobia, PTSD. It's being used in the UK for different government, again, more soldiers and military as well. That's how powerful this tool is. It's part of a greater tool set called timeline therapy. And it's just called the anxiety protocol. Anxiety, it's so powerful because instead of worrying and focusing on, oh, this is going to happen, oh, I'm so excited, or so anxious, and this crap's happening to me, oh, this is not going to go well, I'll lose my money, I'll lose my home, or the boss is going to say no, or the client's going to say no. Instead of focusing on all that crap making you worried, you focus on the successful completion of the event. Oh, and then you float out even further past it, and you turn and look back towards now, focusing on that movie of the things completing successfully. Oh wow, that was easy. It's done. It's already done. It's already over with. And we use this when we work with, again, abuse, trauma, PTSD, phobias. It is so powerful, guys. So please don't treat it too lightly. It is awesome, 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 awesome. So yeah, that's it. It's a very powerful way to nip anxiety in the bud. It doesn't mean it may never come back. Again, remember, focus on what you want. If it does come back, just do this again. Focus on the successful completion of that event again. Float up and out to the future. Focus on and create a movie or a picture. Make up a movie of the successful completion of whatever you're anxious about. Focus and visualize it completing successfully. This is the key, guys. It's going well, completing successfully. Float out to the future even more and turn light back toward now. Oh, wow, it's already done. It already happened. It was successful. I'm not sure what I was worrying about. It turned out really well. And when you focus on that, it will turn out well anyways. And then float back to now. Very, very powerful tool, guys. Extremely powerful tool. Again, the US military use it. We use it on presidents, captains of industry. It's a very, very powerful tool and very simple and easy. So I hope that was helpful. Did that, again, you wave any comments, guys? You found that helped? How was that? Tell me about your feedback on that. Any feedback, any thoughts? Yeah, very interesting, eh? What was it, Iris? You were saying something? What's your feedback, guys? Like that? Nope, everyone's muted again. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, it's a really powerful tool, a very, very extremely powerful tool, guys. For literally in about 2 minutes, nuking anxiety, worry, fear. It is awesome. So use it. So a couple other things too. How to take action in the face of fear. I'll leave you with a couple more tools, guys, because I love teaching, and this is what I do. I love teaching people tools for life, and that way you can have a kick-ass life, right? This is what I do. This is why I love teaching and training, and you can teach your kids, anyone. So how to take action in the face of fear, a couple things. So one is that, because if you're fearing and worrying and having anxiety, then do that anxiety model, do the anxiety protocol that I told you a minute ago. That's one way. And you're like, oh, well, wow, if that was easy and I'm going to be successful and I'm no longer anxious, screw it, I'll just do it. And sure, you might have a little bit of anxiety, you might have a little discomfort. Again, remember, growth is not comfortable. If you're uncomfortable, it means you're growing, so embrace it. Doesn't mean run, it doesn't mean stop. If you're uncomfortable, great, embrace it. I try to be a little uncomfortable every day. I push myself a little bit, be a little bit more uncomfortable every day. And you kind of get used to it. You know, it's like, I don't know, the cold in Canada, or that, you know, get used to it, right? Or the heat, or and somewhere, I mean, or the Caribbean, people get used to the heat. You get used to it, right? You get used to things. So that's one way. The second way is follow what I call the 3-second rule. So it's my 3-second rule. And when you want to do something, either take action within 3 seconds or commit to it within 3 seconds, write it down, tell someone you're going to do it within 3 seconds, or just do it. If you want to speak up, speak up. You want to take action, take action. You want to do something, call someone, say something, ask for something, Have a meeting with your boss. You don't have to have the entire meeting right there, but you can send a message or an email, or to a client. Pick up the phone, make a call right then and there. Because after 3 to 5 seconds, we start talking ourselves out of it. You ever notice that? You want to do something and you sort of almost go for it, you half go for it, and then you stop and you backpedal and you stop. Like I did that when I was writing my book. I just celebrated being a best-selling author a couple weeks ago, which is pretty awesome and pretty exciting. My book is an international bestseller, which is pretty kick-ass. It's called Unleash Your Power. Stand out, take action, and create the success you want. And a really cool book, really powerful book. The first time I was in the publishing book writing seminar, at the end, everyone was like, okay, who wants to write a book? Come to the back and sign up and bring your credit cards. So I stood up and I went to the back and I ran back and I'm like, wait a minute, this is getting scary. The closer I got to the back and the sign up table, the scarier and scarier it got. And I'm like, I started freaking out. I'm like, and like my brain's like, wow, no, what if? And I ran back to my seat and sat down on my seat and I didn't write a book. And then about 2 years later, I took the book writing seminar course again. And this time I knew better. This time I started taking NLP. I knew about the tools and the mindset and why we talk ourselves out of things. And so they said, okay, now who wants to come back and write a book? And I ran like hell to the back of the room, threw my credit card down on the table. I said, I'm in, charge my credit card before I change my mind. So, because it's in 3 to 5 seconds, the amygdala, which is the lizard brain, the ancient part of our brain, it's in the brain stem and kind of part up into the midbrain. Your amygdala is what protected us years ago from being eaten by a bear or a saber-toothed tiger or like I said, dinosaur is not accurate, but a bear or a saber-toothed tiger or something. And our amygdala was one of the first parts of our brain to develop. And it's very, very, very developed. That's why often we are paralyzed, we worry so much, we do not take action in the face of fear. Our frontal lobe and prefrontal lobe, that's our reasoning. We know that getting up on stage or starting a business or speaking and doing Instagrams or Facebook Lives or talking or presentations, we know we're not going to die. Nothing bad's going to happen to us, right? But we're so fearful of, let's say, doing Instagram Lives, Facebook Lives, presentations, public speaking. We're so fearful of acting, asking for something, promoting ourselves, because we think, oh my God, the amygdala part of your brain says, oh, well, what if? And what if people don't like you? Or they talk bad about you, or they say they don't like it, or say you're no good, or what if you fail, or what if people laugh at you? What if? It's always looking out for opportunities of danger. And it'll stop you from doing what you want. It's called the amygdala hijack. It hijacks your brain. You're like, well, I want to do this, and I really want this. It hijacks your brain. That's called the amygdala hijack, because it actually is more developed than your prefrontal lobe. And so you've got to be able to stop that. And one of them is the 3-second rule. Take action within 3 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds tops. Start taking action, write it down, call someone, commit to it, tell someone you're going to do it. Or if it's a conversation you have to have, send them an instant message, text them, hey, we need to talk. Send a message to a boss or a client, hey, I'd like to talk. Hey, let's have an appointment. I'd like to talk to you about this and that. 3 to 5 seconds. Or pick up the phone and just start dialing. Just start calling the person. Because if you wait, you're going to talk about, well, what if they say no? What if they don't like me? What if they tell me they don't like it, or they don't want to buy from me? They don't want to hire me. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. What if? We talk ourselves out of it. 3-second rule. Very powerful. Very powerful. It even is, it's good on dates. If you want to walk up and talk to a man or woman and you're scared, or you want to, and then, you say, well, should I? And blah, 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 this and that. And then you start talking yourself out of it. This is what happens. So 3-second rule, just do it. Just go start talking to someone. Have a conversation at a networking event. You're like, wow, this person, maybe I'd love to talk to them. Maybe they'll buy my thing or buy my service. So within 3 to 5 seconds, go up there and talk to them. Commit to it. Take action within 3 seconds, guys. The other one too is, I don't have time for tonight, but I'll give you one quick one. It's called, as Sir Richard Branson, he's a big billionaire, very charismatic guy, a really cool guy. He says, screw it. Let's do it. Let's jump and we'll build an airplane on the way down. And they're like, hey, we have all these things, these decisions, these things we could do. It's like, screw it. Let's do it. Let's do them all. Let's try this. That's his, so you can have that mentality. You'll say, screw it, I'm going to do it. Or if you want like the Phil Knight, the Nike shoe, Nike, the Nike, it says, just do it. It doesn't say, stop and think about it, or just hesitate, or think about it, then do it, or think about it and then think about it for a while, then procrastinate, or take time, or analyze it, or overanalyze it, or stew about it all day. No, it says just do it. Just do it. There's one as well, a man named Justin Sterling. He is the It's the creator of the Sterling Institute of Relationship. This one is a little bit more crass, but I find it actually works one of the best. It works one of the best because it is crass and in your face and impactful. And it is, fuck it. And pardon my language, but that's what it is. It's fuck it. Just do it. Sorry if there's any kids in the background. And pardon, apologies. But that's what it is. It's F it. And you scream that in your head, F it. And I find this really works really well because it gets us out of our head, right? It's like, F it. Like what at the cottage, if I'm, or at any cottage, I like to jump off the rocks and the cliff into the water. And I was looking down one day, it was pretty high, it was like 20 feet up. And I'm like, ugh, that's high, and is it gonna hurt? And am I hurt myself? And blah, 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 there's the rocks, and I knew I was safe. So I'm like, you know what? And I ran, I'm like, F it! I'm like, yeah! And splash in the water. So it's a very, very, very good tool as well. And it works so well. And I think it's because it is crass and it gets us out of our heads and out of our worries. It's like, F it, I'm gonna do it. So use those tools. They're very, very, very powerful, guys. There's another tool as well. Perhaps I'll leave it for a future masterclass because I do want to get you back and get you back to your Saturday evenings. What questions you guys have? What questions you have? We can. What do you think, Jennifer? If we unmute people, it'll be too much noise. Should we have people type if there's questions? Is that a better way?
Yes, I actually have some people typing the question. I think there was one question. Maybe you can explain a little bit more about the RAS. What part of brain and what does it do, really? The RAS, yeah, reticular activating system?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure. And Chester, it was cool. Chester said, he's like, I was visiting the future and realizing the fear didn't even exist. Do the outcome. It was not even, and most of our fears are abstract and it doesn't even make sense and not logical, right? It's part of that fearful lizard brain versus our rational prefrontal cortex that says, well, nothing's going to happen if I go ask someone to be my client, or if I go ask someone to buy from me, to hire from me, to give me a raise. What if the worst comes to say, they'll say no. Nothing else will happen. But the amygdala, the old lizard brain, says, well, careful, you might die, because that's what it's used to protecting us from for thousands and thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of years, right? Our prefrontal lobe only developed a few thousand years ago. It's very new. So the RAS stands for reticular activating system. So it's our wake and sleep system, and it's our fight and flight system as well. It's our reticular, the RAS is your wake and sleep system, and it's our pay attention system. The amygdala that I told you about, the lizard brain, that's our fight and flight. So the RAS, it's kind of like a spotlight, really. It only pays attention to certain things. Otherwise, you'd be completely overwhelmed with all the sounds, tastes, touch, feelings, sights, and things that you're hearing and seeing day to day. We're overwhelmed with information. We're getting about 11 million bits of information per second through our environment, from sounds, feelings, honks, dings, text, phones, billboards, messages, marketing, all these messages. So your RAS is what you can pay attention to, because we can only pay attention to a certain amount of what we take in through our senses, our five senses. So it's kind of like a spotlight or a magnifying glass on only a certain part of what we take in. So it helps you filter out everything that's quote unquote not important, but is not important to it, or what's it programmed. For example, the $20 bill on the ground, people might not have been programmed to look out for opportunities for money or watch for opportunities, or they're programmed to be rushing, and they have to get here and there and get on the subway and do this and that, or text and pay attention. So that's the RAS, wake, sleep system, and it's also your pay attention system. And it's what you pay attention to. So program it very carefully, guys, with your gratitude. Focus on what you want, visualize what you want. Heck, spend 5 minutes in the morning. That's all you have to do. 5 minutes visualizing what you want, visualizing the goals you want, the things you want in your life. 5 minutes, if not 3. That's it. 5 minutes in the morning, visualize what you want, and that'll program your RAS to go look for opportunities to make money, to have better clients, a better career, opportunities for a raise or a promotion, or attracting better people in your life, friends, intimate relationships, opportunities for money, for growth, for starting a business. That's how you program it. Your RAS you can program. And for years and years and years, we've been programming it, and society's been programming it with crap. And think of all that stuff women and young girls are told. You got to be pretty, you got to be smart, you got to be good, don't talk back, and don't speak up, and don't do this and that, and blah, blah, blah. Our RASs have been programmed for years by people in society, teachers, culture, the way schools work. the media, you know, it's exactly, Janet says, visualize every morning. It's I
Yeah.
promise you, you do this for even 3 to 5 minutes, visualize just all the things you want. Like me, I'm looking at, you know, I'm in my GTR, my Nissan GTR car. I'm in my big bright condo. I'm visualizing spending time with my nieces. I spend maybe a minute for each of these things, 30 seconds to a minute, just visualizing looking at the sights, the sounds, the touches. I'm visualizing me speaking in front of audiences of thousands of people. I'm visualizing myself at the cottage doing coaching. I have a headset in. I'm on the dock doing my group coaching internationally to the world on my dock at the cottage. Things like, so do that. Your goals and stuff you aspire to, guys, visualize 5 minutes every day in the morning. I promise you, that'll change your outlook on your day. It'll help you get out of bed better because like, wow, I have big things to accomplish today versus, oh, I don't want to work today or I don't want to do this today. It's like, wow, I have big things to accomplish today. And it gets you excited and it gets you out of bed feeling amazing. And I promise you, your day will change. That's for sure. That is for sure.
That's very good. Thank you,
Yeah.
James. There's another question from Angela.
Yes.
She wants to know if why do we need to clean up our past, and do you have any tools to help on that?
Absolutely. And just to answer Angela's quick question too, how often do we do the visualization? I would say every day. Some people say twice a day, before bed, in the morning, or anytime twice. I think if you do it daily, I think that's, again, even if you miss a day, avoid worrying. But if you do that once a day, you're gonna have, and maybe even, you know, before bed too, because you'll go to bed, relaxed and calm and peaceful. I would say every day, if not twice a day. And the other question, clean up your
About
past.
the past. Yeah.
Clean up past. So yeah. So a lot of the tools, I train on are huge for it. So tools like NLP, tools like timeline therapy, tools like hypnosis, and some tools I've developed for myself as well. Something called the identity shift helps you shift your identity as well, which is amazing. There's a lot of tools that did you take a little more time to teach and get into than what we can do today, because I know our time is short. But yeah, there's a lot of tools that help you clean up your past. One of the things, though, is you can do, honestly, is to ask yourself, why is this happening? Why am I procrastinating? Why am I making excuses? Why do I want this, let's say, to be fit, and I'm doing this instead? Why do I want to be rich, but I'm sitting on the couch or sleeping in? Or why do I want to find an amazing person, but I'm putting up with crappy people? Or I'm not going out anywhere. I'm not getting out meeting people. Why do I want a great job, but I'm not getting out networking? Why do I want to get a raise, but I'm not even developing myself personally? Asking yourself why. Why am I doing this? I want A, but I'm doing B instead. So why? And just talking to yourself and asking yourself, you know, is it fear? And that's okay. Be honest with yourself. Is it fear? Do you feel like you're not good enough? You can't do it? And that's where working with a mentor and helping, you know, reframe you on these limiting beliefs, the negative emotions, the fear and the self-deprecating thoughts are key. This is where a mentor is worth his or her weight in gold, and where your investment in a good mentor will get you thousands of times. Like if you put, you know, $1,000 into a mentor, you put 5 hours into a mentor, or any kind of self-work, a course, a book, you name it. Now, again, a book will only get you so far, although I love books and I read a lot too, right? I just think a great mentor, which I have, that's the reason I have several mentors, is why I've been so successful and come so far, is because I have several mentors. I take courses, I read, I study. So just trying to think of some other ways to work on yourself, clean up your past. Often is even the things I taught you today. It's like, what is your fear and anxiety? Where is it coming from? One way too, if you hear a voice in your head saying you can't do it, or you're not good enough, or whatever, it's like, well, who first said that to me? Where was I when I first heard that? It might be your voice now saying, you can't do it, or you're not pretty enough, or smart enough, or you're not whatever enough, you don't know enough, you need more training, or whatever that voice says to you. But whose voice was that first? Who told me that the first time? And what is it true? Was it really true? Is that my truth, that I'm, you know, not good enough, or not clumsy, or not smart, or not whatever? Is that really true? That I'm this, or that I'm not this? Were they right? Did they even know my truth? Did they even know me? Were they dealing with their own crap, and that's why they said something to me? That you couldn't do this, or that's not possible, you can't do that, you're not smart enough, or you're not whatever. You know, look back to like where it is, where it's coming from, who it's coming from. And is that really true? Is that really your truth? And maybe what you can do is write down as many as you can, as many examples of why that's not true and why you are awesome and worthy, why you can do it, why you are smart enough, why you can invest. Write as many reasons down to blow that out. If someone says you can't do it, or that's not possible, or you're not good enough, or you don't know enough, whatever it is, even if it's your own voice, question it. Where'd it come from? Why is it there? Whose voice is it? Who said that to me originally? When was the first time I decided that? Where was I the first time I decided that? And just write down all kinds of evidence or reasons why that's not true. Poke holes in that belief or that voice that you're not good enough, or that you're whatever, not good at whatever, not good at sales, or not good at relationships, or you're not confident, or whatever. No? Who told you that first? What are reasons you are? What are reasons you aren't? List down all the reasons for the opposite, that that's not true. And that'll even be a great way to do that. And again, for anyone who's interested in some of the things I do, I teach a really very powerful 8-day course that will change your life, your business. It'll change your relationships, your health. It'll have a massive, massive impact in your life. And I guarantee it. I don't want people's money unless they have a massive, massive, massive transformation. And no one's ever once asked for their money back because they've had that much of a personal transformation in their life. And they've gotten that many tools. If you liked anything I've done here, I think you're going to love my big course. And again, there's many people here that have taken the course, and they can even share how much they love it, how much it's changed their life and their business, their career, their relationships, their own self-confidence. And again, cleaning up the past, having you help you focus on the positive things that are going to bring money and success and enjoyment and fulfillment into your life, and taking action, getting rid of fear. You know, I love what I do, and this is what I do, guys. If anyone wants to learn more, I'd love to chat. I'd love to chat with you. Fitzroy is my business partner as well. Him and myself can speak with you and chat more. And you're very welcome, Angela. Absolutely, absolutely, guys. Would love to talk more with you. I have a YouTube channel as well. It's just Google James R. Elliot and Unleash Your Power is the business name, Unleash Your Power. You'll find my YouTube channel, or again, just email me. And I can send it to james@unleashyourpower.com. And let's see here.
Another question from Iris.
Yeah.
Advice to be the why and the negative thoughts that stop
yeah.
you from not doing it.
Yeah. So being the negative thoughts, again, stop it or shut up is a really great one as well. And think to yourself, sort of like, remember I said, question everything, whether you hear in the media, from experts, from anyone, or from conspiracy theorists. Question your own thoughts. You know, is that really true? Is that really true that I can't do this? Is that really true with, I mean, like I said, Chester said he helped with quitting smoking, right? It's like, is this really true? Is it really true that I can't do this, that I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, or that it's not the right time, that I don't have enough money, that I can't afford it? Is it really true that, you know, this and that? Is it really actually true? And then again, list some evidence why it's not true, and why it is the great time, and why you are smart enough, why you are successful, capable, pretty, attractive, fit, wonderful, lovable, worthy, powerful. You know, and again, tell that voice to shut up, and ask, name that voice. One of my clients named his voice Negator. I said, what is your voice of that negative? He said, it's Negator. So we named his crappy voice Negator. And he said, shut up, Negator. And it works so well, guys. This is a tool. Avoid underestimating, guys. The pattern interrupt, the shut up, Negator, or stop it, is so powerful. And again, when you are trained with something like NLP and timeline therapy, and when you come to a course like mine, instead of the 60,000 thoughts we have a day, most of them being negative, because it's your brain trying to protect itself from, thousands and thousands and maybe millions of years ago of our own evolution, you change your way of thinking. You change the way literally your brain thinks. And Fitzroy, Chester, Nina, Jennifer can all attest to that too. The amount of bad thoughts in our brain decreases exponentially, and the more workout you do, it keeps decreasing, and most thoughts are good. And the thought, that crappy voice that said you can't do it, or you're not smart enough, or it won't work, or you're going to fail, or whatever, you're going to lose money or whatever, those voices change, actually, be positive, empowering voices. It is freaking awesome, guys, to have the voices in your head say, you can do this, you are awesome, you're worthy, you deserve it, you're powerful, you're confident, you're lovable, you can do it, it's going to work. It's awesome. And again, if you're not trained, most of those, unfortunately, due to our evolution, most of those voices are negative. You want to change that? That's what I do. Most of those voices will be positive, and you'll learn how to change those voices, right? That's often how to beat the negative thoughts and stop this. Again, Iris, it's like, stop it or shut up, and you can replace it with a positive. I am good looking. I am awesome. I am successful. I am capable. So stop the negative thought and then replace it with, I am powerful. I am worthy. I am whatever. I am doing it. And then go take action. 3-second rule. Go take action. Shut up, Negator. Shut up, Shelly, or whatever your monkey or gremlin or devil's voice is. And then just go take action. Just go take action as well. My website, if you want to know, thank you, by the way, Nina, for pasting, Unleash Your Power, or if you want to learn more about the course I teach, it's unleashyourpower.com/training. That's in there as well. Type that in there, www.unleashyourpower.com/training. It'll take you right to the training page, some cool videos there, some testimonials, some people who love what I do and gave me some feedback as well. What else? Yeah, you are awesome. Exactly, Iris. You are awesome. Absolutely. And hell, if you want to, again, I find that a little bit of crassness, it helps get us out of our head. That's why, again, it's like that. When you want to take something and do something, you're like, fuck it. You can say, instead of I am awesome, you can say I am fucking awesome. And again, because it really gets us out of our head and it makes it impactful. This is one of the reasons I'm careful about it, but I use profanity sometimes when I teach and coach. Tony Robbins does it too. There's a reason we do it. It often gets people out of their heads, and it just gets you moving. So F it is a really great strategy too. You shut up, monkey. I am awesome. I am powerful. I am worthy. I am lovable. And I'm effing awesome. And I'm going to do it. And just take action. 3-second rule. Commit to it. Tell someone you're going to do it. Because that way it almost forces you to do it, because you almost look bad if you say, oh, Chester, I'm going to do this, and then you don't end up doing it. So commit to something, text someone, email them, tell them you're going to do something, I'm committed to this, especially someone they'll call you on your BS and call you, well, I don't want to do it. Oh, it's not the right time. Tell someone that'll call you on your BS. If no one else, tell me. And with love in my heart, I will call you on your BS and that monkey that says you can't do it. My pleasure, Gia. My pleasure. You're very, very welcome. Any other questions? What other questions, guys, do you have? Any other questions? Lots of great questions here, guys. Anything else? Anything you want to know? Anything else you want to learn? How Chester makes his hair look so cool? Any other thoughts, questions? And yeah, guys, if you do nothing else but visualize for 5 minutes everything you want in your life in the morning, and preferably at night too. Again, could be 3 minutes, 5 minutes. That'll change your morning. That'll change your life. That'll change your entire outlook on your life, on your day. It'll help you get out of bed happy versus, oh, I don't want to go to work. Oh, I don't feel like getting out of bed. Wow, will it ever change your day? There's laughter in the background with Chester. Anything else, guys? Any other questions? Any questions? Personal things, questions, suggestions, thoughts? Anything else, guys? Anything else? Anything else at all? Going once? Going twice? My pleasure, guys. Here's one more I want to give you. And it kind of goes in touch with Iris's question as well. And she's not here anymore. Okay. It kind of goes in touch with some of the things you guys were asking too. I'll give you one more. So if you ever need to be super confident and change your emotional state, do what's called a power pose. Like Superman, Superwoman, literally stand. Let's see if you can, how much of my body, but stand like Superman or Superwoman. Head up, head high, chest out, and hands on hips or hands or fists on hips, and stand like a Superman or Superwoman, Wonder Woman, She-Ra, whoever, He-Man, stand. And there's actually scientific evidence, guys, that within 2 minutes, and I think actually within 30 seconds, within 2 minutes, your entire confidence, your emotional state changes. There's literally scientific research on this. And wow, does it ever work? Trust me, 30 seconds. If you need to go be powerful, pumped, strong, confident, go into a meeting powerfully, getting a raise powerfully, asking for more. Wow, try this. I promise you, it is amazing. The power, power posing. Wow. And think of it this way, guys. What position are most of us in during the day? It's usually this or this, like a hunched over, opposite of the power pose, right? Opposite. Now, how empowering is that? Not very. It's bad for your neck too, and you're bad for your whole neck and your back. Imagine like even power posing in your chair or power posing. Trust me, guys, try it. I promise, I swear to God, promise you that this is a powerful tool if you need to go in a meeting somewhere confident. Edie's if you need to have a tough talk with Chester, whatever it is. I hope I said your name right, by the way. But power pose, it's awesome. That's the last thing I'll leave you with, guys. Use it, abuse it. Trust me, 30 seconds, let alone 2 minutes. Do it in the bathroom or in your car or in your office or wherever before a tough talk or a meeting, or you're asking for a client, asking for a raise before you make a phone call. Do it on the phone call. This will change your life. Or before you do this, then go ask for a raise. Do it on Monday, everyone. Do this, then go ask your boss for a raise. Any other questions, guys? My pleasure, guys. Unleashyourpower.com/training. If you want to get in touch with me via Jennifer or via Chester, feel free as well. Again, my YouTube channel, James R. Elliot, Unleash Your Power, should take you to my YouTube channel, or just emailing james@unleashyourpower.com. That's it for now. My pleasure, guys. It's our pleasure. We hope you had a great time, guys. Thank you, everyone. Any last questions?
Thank you.
Going once, going twice. Anything? Jennifer, actually, unmute us all if you don't mind, since we're almost done. Anyone have a last question instead of typing it? Anything? Questions, comments, feedback?
Oh, we're on the background.
That's okay. That's okay.
Sorry, James. I know it's already like 8:40. It's Angela. Sorry, I should.
Oh, wow. It is,
And my friend Angela, yeah, she.
Cool. All good. All good.
Yeah, it was powerful, amazing.
Awesome.
Definitely learned a ton of great tools.
在上课呢，你赶紧弄他俩。
Sorry, so just want to
不管他，就让他在楼下待着，我在上课。
Sorry, let me just mute all first and then unmute Angela.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay.
There we go. Cool.
Okay. Now Angela can.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask you, like, can you give me an example for like a person maybe from, you know, one side and do this all the exercise and then later on become like whoever they want? Because I think we really want this sort of, you know, see lots of great testimonials, then sort of, because I mean, great tools, but at the same time, I ask myself, is that really gonna work? You know what I mean? Like, there's evil monkey in my head.
Right on. Yeah. Exactly. The monkey's like, no, that won't work. Or it's not gonna work. You can't do it. Yeah, you can't do it or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Absolutely. And so yeah, so managing that is key. And well, I'd love to work with you. And well, I'll show you how to manage that too, because you're right. You're absolutely right that that's probably pretty pervasive in your life. That monkey or that devil or that gremlin probably says that to you a lot, and it probably happens with a number of things. And then it may, I'm guessing it may prevent you, because the way we do one thing, guys, is the way we do everything in our life. So watch out for that too. So I'm guessing that comes up, that monkey or gremlin comes up in other areas too. So really is my thought is, you know, take intelligent risks. So, you know, life is nothing without risk, no reward, but take intelligent risks. So, you know, ask people for feedback, ask people that have done it, talk to people who've already done whatever it is you want to do in your life, right? Or whatever you want, if it's a course or a thing, whatever it is. Let's say it's my course, you know, talk to people who've done it, chat to people as well. You know, Fitzroy, Nina, Chester, they've all, Angela, Jennifer, you know, they've all done these tools and chat with them, see how it's affected them, impacted them. You know, I love the tools and love teaching because, you know, after the course, your life may not be perfect. It probably won't be perfect after you take the course. What it'll do though is, you know, and this is why I've been doing this work for the past 7, 8 years, is because it allows you to keep working on yourself, whether it's with each other, with colleagues, with yourself, with mentors. It allows you to keep working on yourself. And I do promise you, this I will guarantee you, if you work on yourself a little bit every day or every week or every month, after 6, 7 years, even a year, let's say a year, you will be a different person. That I promise you. I promise you that you'll be a different person in your life. And I think people that have done the work and taken the courses will also reflect that as well. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts for you. And yeah, just tell the monkey that grandma, tell her to shut up. It's like, shut up, this will work. Shut up, I do deserve it. Because it's, again, it's probably happening because the way we do one thing is the way we do everything. Probably happens in other areas of your life as well. Well, whether it's a course you take or a certification or asking for a raise or a client or whatever it might be, right? Asking someone to work with you, whatever it might be. It probably affects you there too, because humans are complex, but we're also not that complex. We're also pretty simple sometimes. So yeah, try the shut up monkey. Shut up monkey. If you work, it will work. Life works if you work. It's kind of, I guess, the last response. You're very welcome. My pleasure. I'm looking over here at Angela because her picture's over here, but it's sometimes weird doing these video.
Yeah. There's another question for you, actually, James. Sorry.
Yeah,
This is from Lei.
Yeah.
She's asking, do you have any suggestions on time management when it comes to achieving a goal?
I sure do.
Time management.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a whiteboard feature here, but I don't. Apparently Zoom has a whiteboard feature, but I don't see it. I was going to
You
draw
want to share screen or something?
You know what I'll do here? Let me do this. Let me 1 sec. One sec, guys. I'm going to find something. Got to close all the cat pictures here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Here we are. Okay. I'm going to share my screen in a second with you. Yeah, this is one of the most powerful tools, if it ever loads here. Come on. Give me 1 more sec, guys. I'm going to share my screen while it loads. There we go. Basically, make a list or prioritize in your life what's important, guys. The internet's pretty slow lately, I guess because everyone's working from home. I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, hope you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good, cool. All right. So this, I don't know why it's not opening, but it's called the Stephen Covey quadrants. If you look far left here, I don't know why it's not opening full screen.
It's opening now, yeah.
Yeah, so it's taken, so there it is. Okay, perfect, here we go. So if you look top right here, there's sort of 4 quadrants. You can list everything you need to do to be more productive. One is urgent and important. Make a list in this quadrant, like draw this graph. And urgent and important, write those things down. What's urgent and important for this week? Have one for the week and one for the day. What do I have to get done today? What's important and I have to get it done is important. And write the second one, not urgent yet important. This is the stuff that ideally you'd get done today. And if it has to slip to tomorrow, that's fine. Or if it has to slip to next week, that's fine. Urgent and not important, these are other people's fires. And a good question to ask is, how is your lack of planning suddenly my emergency? So urgent and not important usually is other people's emergencies because it's not important to you, right? Not important. So write these things down there too. And then lastly, not important, not urgent. My girlfriend would disagree with him, but I put cleaning in that category because I want to get business done and help people and make money and succeed versus, making sure everything's spick and span. So this is a great thing to do, a great thing to do. Not urgent, important, not urgent, not important, urgent, not important, and urgent, important. So you can every day you can write yourself a list of these things, and I find it's very, very, very powerful. Very, very, very powerful. That's kind of how I work with that. Yep. Where's my Zoom controls here? Cool. 1 sec here. There you go. So stop sharing. Okay. So that's kind of one of the things I wanted to share with you. Yeah. So time management, that's one of the biggest ones, guys. That's one of the biggest ones possible. Anything else? Any last questions, guys? It's getting a little late. Anything else, guys? Oh, Chester has a question. Go ahead, Chester. Oh, I can't hear you. It doesn't look like you're muted, but I can't hear you, Chester. There you go. Oh, nope. Maybe not. Doesn't look like you're muted, but I can't hear you. Headset, maybe? Try that. No, still can't hear you.
hear me now?
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Yep.
Okay, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I was just sharing about as I think it was Lee was asking about about the consistency. How do you get the mindset to be right?
Mhm.
One of the things I was going to add to what you're saying is just doing maybe affirmations, daily affirmations. One of the best things is like in the morning when you get up, you just kind of center yourself. Because sometimes we go to bed and we have things in our mind, we wake up with things in our mind. So just having those certain affirmations before we start our day, it kind of helps to get the mind straight. And maybe 2 to 3 times a day, like sometimes during the middle of the day, something's come up, messages come up, texts, especially at a time like now, with all the negative information we're putting into our minds. This is really helpful for us to really kind of put it aside and focus on other things. So maybe something that could be helpful, just doing maybe affirmations, maybe 2 or 3 times a day, and just really having practices. I mean, even here at the house, I have the girls here and et cetera, and there's always negative things that are fussing and arguing going on with the kids. So it's always good to, not let them get to you being here in quarantine for 24 hours a day, but being able to just kind of, and this has been very useful, especially at a time like this, because it just allows you to kind of separate yourself from what's going on around you and being able to kind of focus and be productive. So
Right on. Yeah. And just again, the other thing too, I guess, Leigh, is I keep keep your phone on silent, or if you want airplane mode as well. If you're tempted to check, if you're in the middle of something, I'm like, oh, I check. Oh, there's a message. I better answer, even if it's on silent. Put it on airplane mode. Wi-Fi off airplane mode. If you want to turn off the notifications of emails on your computer, the ding or the visual alerts, I find that's a big thing because then I can actually get my stuff done. And then when I'm done, I can check my phone, turn off airplane mode, check the emails after I get my task done. That's important too. Your phone is such a big distraction. Even if it is legit emails, you focus on what you need to do. We have to do what's important and put the phone aside. Otherwise, you'll rarely ever get it done, or it takes forever to get it done, right? So, yeah, that's another thing too. Phone on silent, or preferably not even vibrate, because it'll alert you. You'll get distracted. Silent, or preferably airplane mode, because you may get distracted. To, oh, what's going on the phone? Oh wow, I'll get distracted here because people message me. Airplane mode is the best. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? I know we're getting a little late here. It's been a pleasure. Anything else? Cool. Amazing.
I'd have one more.
Oh yeah,
James. What about things like addictions? What if we struggle with certain addictions? How do you suggest that this would help us? Like NLP would help us to get over certain addictions in our lives.
I mean, like you quitting smoking, which was great too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a number of tools with addictions, whether it's alcohol, whether it's food, whether it's cigarettes, booze, drugs, you name it, gambling. Often that is filling a void or numbing a pain in our life. It's giving us enjoyment where maybe we're lacking enjoyment. And if you look down deeper, I think it'll make sense to you. Consciously, you may be like, nah, I don't do that. It's because I like cigarettes, or I like food, or I like booze, or whatever. But really, very often, if it's an addiction, not just a once-in-a-while thing, it is often numbing a pain or filling a void, right? And thanks very much, Leigh, for joining. Thanks very much. You're very welcome for joining as well. But that's one of the big things I would say addictions would be. The tools will help you figure out what that void or that pain or that shadow is that you're trying to numb or to stop, and why that addiction is there, and work on yourself and do the tools, clear it out so you don't even need it anymore. You're whole, yourself, you're awesome, you're confident, you're happy yourself, you're fulfilled. You don't need this external thing to make you happy, whether it's serial dating, whether it's drugs, cigarettes, food, booze, whatever, you name it. Yeah, good question though. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great question. Cool. And if there's any other questions, unless there's any other questions, we'll do this again in 2-3 weeks as well. Have another masterclass. Until then, if there's no one else, I will say good night. Have a great Easter weekend. Happy Passover if there's anyone that's Jewish, and have a great Easter weekend and long weekend to you all as well.
All right. Thank you, James. Awesome job.
Thank you, guys. Be well. Have a great one, everyone.
Say
Take
bye.
care.
Bye.